Picture this, an overhead shot zooms in and bam, a massive dead zone smacks you right in the face. Total chaos. The Jujutsu headquarters crew is freaking out, and trust me, you will be too when you hear this. The 23 wards almost toast. Only a few spots are hanging on, and they are scrambling to evacuate 5 million people. Oh, and guess what? They think there are at least 10 million cursed spirits running loose. 10 million, can you even imagine that? Now one guy at headquarters is losing his mind, shouting, "Evacuate the whole area, are you serious?" He is tossing out all the what-ifs, and I am right there with him. Another jumps in all hyped up saying, "Let's stretch those two barriers all the way to the prefecture line." But then someone else pipes up, hello, do we really want the world knowing about cursed spirits? Don't worry though, because the cool-headed one chimes in, "Relax, sorcerers are guarding the evacuees in the city." And get this, they are planning to tell everyone these creepy spirits only pop up in Tokyo. Genius, right? But just when you think it's all sorted, someone mutters, "What if a foreign military barges in?" Cue the dramatic debate. It's like watching your favorite reality show, and I am here for it. Meanwhile, let's zip over to a convenience store. Yes, a convenience store in the middle of all this madness. There's this adorable little girl just munching away on snacks like it's no big deal. Suddenly, a shadowy, creepy figure looms in the doorway and goes, "Hey kiddo, come with me, it's dangerous here, but we've got hot baths and song time waiting." She blinks and asks, "Where's my mom?" The figure's all, "Oh mom, dad, big sis, little bro, even your teacher, they're all there." She scrunches her nose and says, "I don't have a little brother and I can't stand my teacher." The figure just parrots her words back like a broken record, and she's like, "Huh, want a drink or something?" It nods, she steps outside, and boom, this ginormous cursed spirit with teeth like a horror movie villain yanks away its little decoy and lunges to chomp her. But hold on tight, because here comes the hero we all need. Yuta swoops down from nowhere, katana flashing, and stabs that monster right in the head. He flashes a big grin at the girl and says, "Did I scare you? You okay?" She's just standing there wide-eyed, and he asks, "Where's your mom or dad?" She shrugs, "I don't know." Yuta glances around, notices her beat-up shoes, and goes, "Wow, have you walked a million miles or what?" He gives her a thumbs up and says, "You're doing awesome." But plot twist, that creature isn't done yet. It lurches up, jaws wide, ready to swallow him whole. Before you can scream, it's flung back and splattered against the wall like a bug on a windshield. The girl gasps, and Yuta, ever the gentleman, calls out, "Rika, easy there," while covering her eyes and spinning her away from the mess. Smooth move, Yuta. Fast forward a bit, and Yuta's chatting with the big shots at headquarters. They're all, "Great job, kid," but he cuts through the fluff and says, "Just tell me what you want, I'll do it." One of them chuckles, "Killing cursed spirits doesn't prove a thing." Yuta fires back, "What, you want a binding vow? Fine, I don't care if he's Gojo's student, since Yuji took Inumaki's arm in Shibuya, I'll take him out myself." Ooh, the tension is sizzling now. Then the higher-ups drop 5 bombshells, and you are going to want to hear every single one. First, Guido's alive, yep, alive, and sentenced to death again. Second, Gojo's tagged as a Shibuya accomplice and exiled forever. Unseal him, that's a crime now. Third, Masamichi is getting the axe for egging on Gojo and Guido. Fourth, Yuji's execution is back on, effective immediately. And fifth, Yuta's the guy pulling the trigger. Talk about a lineup that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Now let's swing over to the Zenin estate, where things are getting spicy. Naoi is throwing shade at his dying cousin Maki, yikes, and then struts over to Ogi and Jinishi, who are waiting for word on Naobito's death. Naoi starts poking at them like a kid with a stick, and they're ready to throw punches. He smirks, calms them down with that sly charm, and then Furudate strolls in with the big news. Naobito's gone. He cracks open the will and announces Naoi is the 27th head of the Zenin family, snagging all the goodies if Ogi or Jinishi give him the green light. Furudate steps up and says, "Hold on, there's a twist." Toji Fushiguro left a little note. If Satoru Gojo dies or loses his mind, Megumi Fushiguro takes the throne. Naoya's eyes practically pop out of his head. He is furious. He knows Ogi and Jinishi are secretly cheering, thinking, "Anyone but Naoya, please." Then he gets the scoop. Megumi's out in Tokyo chasing Yuji Itadori, Aka Sukuna's walking suitcase. Naoya grabs an attendant and barks, "Tell the higher-ups I'm handling Yuji myself." Oh, and he's got a sneaky side quest, take down Megumi while Tokyo's a mess. This guy's ambition is off the charts. Now let's hop into a flashback that's too good to miss. Yuki's on the phone, all casual, going, "Oops, my bad for not jumping in earlier, I was just peeking from the sidelines." She giggles and says, "I'm not totally on your team, I just want cursed spirits wiped out." She promises her squad will get the kids who were there to safety, and then boom, she spills her big plan, "I'm going head-to-head with Tenjin." Can you feel the excitement building? Next, imagine Yuji slumped on this giant staircase, looking like he lost his favorite snack. Choso strolls up, cool and collected, and asks, "Hey, you holding up okay?" Yuji sighs, "Yeah, I'm good, Sukuna's keeping me patched up, and he's getting stronger every second." Choso nods and says, "I can handle things solo while I grab my brother's remains. You should head back to Jujutsu High." But Yuji shakes his head, "No way, Sukuna's cooking up something for Megumi and I've got too much blood on my hands. I took out Isu and Kechizu, remember?" Choso just smiles and says, "That was a mix-up, brothers don't need forgiveness." Off they go to tackle more cursed spirits, but guess who's lurking? Naoya and Yuta both gunning for Yuji. Now picture Yuji on a bridge, clapping his hands like he's at a concert, calling out cursed spirits like they're his fans. He herds them into an underpass and Choso swoops in, blasting almost all of them with one killer piercing blood shot. One stubborn spirit lunges at Choso, but Yuji's like, "Oh no you do," and smashes it into the wall like it's a fly. Choso's eyes light up and he's all, your power, your style, you're a demon god, little bro, even when you're not at full strength. Yuji groans, still calling me that. Choso grins, forever, by the way your dad had stitches on his forehead. Wait, what? Out of nowhere, Naoya pops up above them, smirking like a cat with a mouse. Where's Megumi? Is he napping or something? He teases. Yuji and Choso get ready to throw down and Naoya laughs, you two planning to bolt. Yuji's puzzled and Naoya drops the bomb. Your execution's back on, pal, Gojo's not here to play hero anymore. Yuji flashes back to Ino talking about all the sorcerers Gojo saved and you can see it hit him hard. Naoya keeps going, I don't care if you live or die, my real target's Megumi, but I can't let you wander around. First I'll snap those legs. Yuji snaps back, what's your deal with Megumi? Naoya grins, I want him gone, preferably after he scribbles something useful. He dives down, lightning fast, and smacks Yuji right in the face. Before Yuji or Choso can swing back, Naoya's out of reach and they're like, that's his cursed technique. Naoya chuckles, you're tougher than I thought, Yuji. He's squinting at Choso thinking, who's this dude? Then he taunts, should I kick it up a notch? But suddenly, whoa, everyone feels this insane vibe. Yuji gasps, Gojo, then shakes his head, no, way creepier. He looks up and there's Yuta, cool as ice, weapon in hand, saying, well, Yuji, you've got company. Yuta pulls out his katana with a slick sheeing and Yuji's like, who are you, dude? While Choso's giving that knowing squint, he's onto something. Yuta doesn't mess around, he leaps off the balcony above, smashing a chunk of the wall on his way down. Yuji and Choso's jaws drop. I mean, can you blame them? Yuta strolls up cool as ever and asks, who's this guy with you, Yuji? Choso steps up and says, you're his executioner, aren't you? Naoya, loving the chaos, throws his hands up and grins at Yuta. Hey, I'm on your team, you're Akatsu, right? Yuji's brain clicks, Megumi mentioned this second year, a special grade sorcerer like Gojo, this is getting juicy. Naoya jumps in, I'm Maki's cousin by the way and I'm here to take Yuji out too. I won't get in your way, but how about a little favor? Choso leans over to Yuji and whispers, you gotta run, man, Naoya's speed is still a mystery and I'll handle him. Yuji's all, you sure you'll be okay? Choso's already prepping his blood manipulation and says, just focus on dodging Akatsu, if you fight a Gojo-level guy you're toast. Inside, Choso's secretly relieved Yuji won't have to tussle with humans or feel guilty ditching him. Smart move, big bro. Naoya pipes up to Yuta, if I kill Yuji don't snitch to the higher-ups right away, okay? He's bait for someone I'm after. Under his breath, he's kicking himself for spilling Megumi's name earlier. Oops, Choso whispers to Yuji, meet me at yesterday's spot, and Yuji nods. Yuta's like, deal, Naoya, Choso's yours. Then boom, everyone's off. Yuta bolts past Choso straight for Yuji. Choso fires a piercing blood shot to slow him down and Naoya swoops in to mess it all up. Yuji's sprinting like his life depends on it because it does, and he's shocked at how fast Yuta is. Choso's wondering, did they know I was blocking? And gears up for another blood manipulation, but Naoya's too quick, wham, he nails Choso before it lands. Naoya smirks, saw that trick earlier, piercing blood's the only thing that bugs me but you need time to charge it. He shrugs, rest is obvious, you're done, pal. Choso gets dead serious and growls, think you'll walk away after threatening my little brother. Meanwhile, Yuji's hauling it away from the underpass, spots a flipped car and vaults over it. Yuta's right behind, katana gleaming, but Yuji grabs the car, spins back and barely dodges the slash. Yuta blinks, I swore I hit you, you're like Maki. Yuji doesn't wait, he punches the car at Yuta and bolts for the buildings, knowing open ground's a death sentence. But wait, the car flies over Yuji's head and crashes in front of him. Yuta grins, surprised, I don't look strong, huh, I'm kinda weak. Yuji's jaw drops at Yuta's insane cursed energy, total opposites. Yuta spills, I've got more cursed energy than Gojo, but his 6 eyes keep his losses near zero. Yuta keeps chatting, Gojo's the champ, he never runs dry. Then he's done talking and charges Yuji, who's instantly overwhelmed. Yuji remembers AI saying elite sorcerer's cursed energy flow is tricky to read. Yuta smacks him with the katana's butt, and as Yuji shakes it off, he realizes Yuta's body and blade are buzzing with cursed energy non-stop. He thinks, it's not about reading him, he's precise, and he barely takes damage. Nanami's last words echo in his head, and Yuji shouts, I can't die yet, Yuta. Yuta's swinging his katana like a pro, and Yuji's dodging left and right, bam, bam, bam. But ouch, one slice nicks his cheek and blood's trickling down. Yuji's thinking fast, I gotta do something about that blade. He flashes back to his scrap with Jiro Owasaka and reminds himself, if I pump cursed energy into my body, blades aren't a big deal, but this is Yuta, no slouch here. He spots a big SUV, dives through the open window, grabs a knife off the seat, and pops out the other side like an action hero. Yuta vaults over the hood, slashing down, but Yuji blocks it with the survival knife clang. Yuta stunned for a sec, where'd that come from? Then he gets it, oh, the SUV's smart. He shrugs to himself, if it's not a cursed tool, no sweat. Yuji charges, pumping cursed energy into the knife, thinking, close the distance. Gojo's voice echoes in his head, don't lean on cursed tools over your energy control, you're not there yet. Slaughter demons for emergencies. Wise words, T. They're clashing like crazy and Yuji knows he's winging it with this knife fighting stuff. Yuta calls him out, you're too fixated on my katana. He lifts it high and wham, kicks Yuji right in the gut. Yuji's like, whoa, that's some leg power. He shakes it off, but Yuta's next swing snaps Yuji's knife and slashes his midsection. Yuta's katana gets stuck in the ground and Yuji seizes the moment, pins it, stomps and breaks the blade. Yuta blinks, okay, wow, then mutters, Gojo's student, huh? This was never gonna be a cakewalk. Yuji's bleeding bad, but he's thinking vitals are good and we're both weaponless now. He steps up to punch, but holy smokes. This huge creature looms behind him, grabbing his head with giant hands. Yuji freezes, heart pounding, and Yuta's all casual. Rika, we're just playing. Yuji's confused. Rika, a Shikigami, it's too strong, I can't budge. Yuta tells Rika, hold him steady, and stabs Yuji in the chest with the broken katana clean and calm. Blood drips from Yuji's mouth, and Yuta looks him in the eye. Sorry, man. Sukuna's shocked for a split second, then cracks a creepy grin. What's he plotting now? Back in the underpass, Choso's getting pummeled. Naai is zipping around with his projection sorcery, landing a brutal punch to Choso's gut. Oof. Choso's reeling, thinking no idea what this guy's technique is, and he's not spilling, he's got this in the bag. Naai keeps hammering him, and Choso groans. Convergence? Nope, can't even control my blood outside my body. Naia smirks. You're tough, huh? Who are you? Choso stands tall. I'm the oldest of 10 siblings. He unleashes flowing red scale. Stack bam. Face markings shift, new ones pop up, and he's ready to roll. Naia chuckles. No, I mean your technique, your grit. He vanishes, and Choso catches a blur, spins fast. Naia is like, oh, you juiced up your eyes with flowing red scale to track me. Too bad. Naia is one step ahead, slamming Choso's midsection again. I always assume you'll counter. Choso staggers, then yikes. Blood gushes from a fresh wound. Naia twirls a knife. Thought I'd mess with your blood manipulation. How long you holding up now? Choso grins and says, nice plan, Naia. Naia smirks back. Real sorcerers keep weapons under wraps. It's not cool to flash them around. He rolls his eyes. So many lean on them like crutches. My older brothers strut their gear like it's a parade. Pathetic. And they whine about Toji, please. Choso tilts his head. Sounds like you've got beef with your brothers. Naia snorts. Older brothers weaker than me. They should just hang it up and disappear, useless. Choso fires back. Maybe you're who you are because of them. Naia laughs. Oh, spare me the sappy cliches. But Choso's not done. He says, strength or not, older brothers are role models. They mess up so younger ones don't, or pave the way if they get it right. Ever think you're strong because they're weak? He pauses, then adds, me? I had no one older to show me the ropes. I faced my screw-ups head-on and kept leading my younger brothers. Boom, deep stuff, right? Blood's pooling at Choso's feet, swirling like a storm, and Naia steps back. How's he still standing after losing that much? Here's the kicker. Death paintings like Choso mix cursed spirit and human blood. They don't die from blood loss because they turn cursed energy into more blood. Wild Hut. Choso raises a wall of blood, and Naia is like, where'd he go? A slow slicing exorcism slashes out, but Naia ducks it easy, thinking he's toast from blood loss. Nope. Choso pops up to his left, blasting a piercing blood shot. Naia twists away. Can't let that touch me. The blood wall is still coming, and Naia barely blocks a kick from Choso. Some blood splashes his hakama. He mutters, my legs feel like bricks. What's this blood doing? Choso's got blood hovering around him, prepping another piercing blood, and says, you know what's next, checkmate. Naia is cocky. My technique's still good. This blood's just slowing me down. He dares Choso, shoot already, and charges, but Choso's holding back. Turns out this next move's his own creation, perfected over 150 years. He unleashes Supernova Bam. A huge blood orb explodes in all directions, nailing Naia hard. Choso sighs, sorry Naia, I don't get why you didn't love your brothers. Then whoa, Yuta strolls up, dragging an unconscious Yuji by his hoodie. Choso spins to react, but Yuta's too fast. Whack whack, he smacks Choso down. Naia, sprawled out, looks up as Yuta says, you're looking rough, buddy. Yuta stares down at Naia, who glares back before Bleck. Puking blood, he panics. Did Choso's blood manipulation poison me? Then he calms himself. No, not a technique. Choso's a full curse. My body's rejecting this freaky blood. Yuta offers, tell my bosses Yuji's dead and I'll heal you with reverse cursed technique. Deal or no deal, the tension's thick. Now let's zip to a flashback that'll tug your heartstrings. A guy named Jin's holding a baby, snapping at his dad. If you're gonna talk about her, I'm out. That's Wasuk, Yuji's grandpa. He warns Jin, live how you want, but she'll get you killed if you don't ditch her. Jin shushes him, not in front of Yuji. Babies remember more than you think. Wasuk grumbles, you wanted a kid with Kaori, but before he can finish, bam. Kaori Itadori steps in, stitches on her forehead, smiling, hey, father-in-law, what's the chat about? Yuji blinks awake next to a crackling fire, and there's Yuta, sitting all chill like nothing's up. Yuji's like, wait, I'm not dead. Yuta cracks a relieved grin and says, back in September, Gojo swung by and asked me to keep an eye on you. Flashback time, Gojo's telling Yuta, look after the first and second years if I'm out of the picture. Hakari's fine on his own. Yuta chuckles, what, you getting a girlfriend or something? You're untouchable. Gojo gets serious, no, I mean Yuji Itadori, a first year. He's got a secret execution order just like you did. Back to now, Yuta leans in, I played the executioner role for the higher-ups to stay in the loop. Had to make a binding vow to kill you, sorry about that. Yuji's scratching his head, so how am I breathing? Yuta winks, the second your heart stopped, I hit you with reversed cursed technique. Not many know I can pull that off, I figured it'd work on you from what I've heard. He adds, this is your second fake death, so the higher-ups will catch on soon, but for now they'll call your sentence done. Yuji's all, why go this far for me? Yuta smiles, you matter to people who matter to me. I used to have a power I couldn't tame, either I chose mine, but you didn't, no blame here. Yuji starts, it's not about blame, but whoa, Megumi steps out of the shadows, time to head back to Jujutsu High. The barrier's easing up, just keep your face hidden. Before Megumi can finish, Yuji cuts in, don't act like everything's normal. Yuta remembers Yuji saying he can't die yet and thinks, he's torn about deserving to live, that's why he held back fighting me. Yuji explodes, I've killed people, tons are dead because of me. Megumi fires back, it's our fault, don't be selfish and quit solo. Yuji mutters to himself, knew he'd say that, as Megumi sighs, we're sorcerers, not justice heroes. No one judges us, so we prove we're worth it by saving others, not moping. Megumi nudges, that's why you started, right? Yuji shuts his eyes, yeah, but you being near me means you'll suffer. Megumi's like, then save me first, I need your strength. Noritoshi Kamo's kicked off a culling game for cursed energy users and Sumiki's stuck in it. Whoa, stakes just skyrocketed. Here's the rundown on this insane culling game. 8 wild rules. 1. Declare participation at a barrier within 19 days of awakening a technique. 2. Skip that and your technique-s yanked. 3. Non-players stepping in become players, bam, you're in. 4. Score points by taking out others. 5. Sorcerers are 5 points, non-source. Res 1. Choose wisely. 6. Spend 100 points, not your life's worth, to add a rule with the game master. 7. The master okays it unless it messes up the game long-term. 8. No points for 19 days, technique-s gone. With Tsumiki trapped in Pseudo-Gito's wicked culling game, Megumi's pleading with Yuji, let go of your guilt and help me save my sister. Yuji's hit with a memory of his grandpa Wasuke's last words, help others. And he's got an idea. He turns to Yuta, if Sukuna hijacks my body again, kill me, promise. Yuji's banking on Yuta's power, and the second year nods, I'll do what I can if it comes to that. Smart move, right? Megumi's plotting, we regroup at Jujutsu High and reach Master Tenjin. We need to unseal Gojo and figure out Gito's big plan. This culling game, it's jujutsu terrorism like nothing before, and Megumi's desperate for answers. Yuji pipes up, would Yuki Tsukumo know? Megumi grins, her idea. She's hiding at Tokyo Jujutsu High, dodging the higher-ups, waiting for us. Yuta jumps in, big snag, though the tombs of the Star Corridor are locked tight. Tenjin's concealing barrier scrambles over 1,000 doors and only one's the winner. Yuji can't hold it in anymore and blurts, what happened to Nobara? Megumi just gives him this sad, hopeful look at the ground. Yuji's fighting tears, leans over, stares at the dirt and mumbles, I get it. Oof, feel that heartache. Then bam, Choso butts in, I might know a way past that barrier. He's practically in Megumi's face. Megumi's squirming, but Yuta's thrilled, he's eavesdropping. Yuji's like, explain. Choso says, remember Mahito snagging Sukuna's fingers and the death-painting wombs from Jujutsu High? We can pull that off too. Sneaky, huh? So Yuji, Megumi, Yuta, and Choso sneak into Jujutsu High and meet Yuki and Maki in that secret room where Gojo made Yuji binge movies for training. Maki's a whole new person, short hair, bandaged left eye, and wicked burn scars from Jogo's fire all over. Yuta's worried, you sure you should be up? Yuki chimes in, reverse cursed technique can't fix burn scars. Maki's heavenly restriction toughness saved her curse resistance, wasn't enough for Naobito Zenin against that heat. Maki shrugs, didn't plan on this look. Then turns to Megumi, how do we crack that barrier? Choso steps up, between the right door and the tomb's accursed warehouse with my brothers remains. My bond with them will lead us straight to it. Maki's nodding, solid plan, but who's this Choso guy? Silence hangs, then Yuji sighs, just call him my big brother for now. Choso's eyes light up, Yuji, he yells, totally pumped. Yuji's mortified, hustling everyone out for the mission, leaving Choso grinning like a goof in the back. Choso's leading the pack, totally sure his brothers are snoozing behind the right door. They swing it open and Yuji's like, whoa, no path, just a huge drop into a forest with giant ancient trees. Yuki's all, keep moving folks, deeper in, we'll find the elevator to the tomb. They pass the cursed warehouse and Choso pauses, touching the doors, whispering, hang tight, brothers, I'll be back soon. They hop in the elevator, zooming down to the tombs of the Star Corridor and stroll down this eerie path. Yuji spots bloodstains and goes, what's up with this? Yuki's like, that's from 11 years ago when the Jujutsu world flipped upside down. She's picturing Toji Fushiguro, total legend. The crew's confused, but Yuki shrugs it off and marches them to the main shrine. They step in and bam, it's just a white void, everyone's scratching their heads. Yuki sighs, Tenjin's rejecting us. They usually stay out of the world, but I thought with the 6 eyes sealed we'd get through, maybe it's just me they're dodging. Megumi's lost and Yuta's like, let's bounce, Sumiki's clock is ticking. But then whoa, a voice booms, leaving already. Master Tenjin appears, all chill, nice to meet you Zenin kids, Michizane's kin, death-painting womb, and Sukuna's ride. Everyone's jaws drop at Tenjin's look, but Yuki's like, hey, why no hello for me? Tenjin smirks, we've met before. Yuki fires back, why'd you lock down the tombs? Tenjin says, can't read hearts, worried you might be with Kenjaku. Yep, that's the body-hopping creep who's been Noritoshi Kamo and now rocks Suguru Gito's body. Yuji butts in, why do you look so weird? Megumi's thinking, this guy's got guts. Tenjin chuckles, my technique gives immortality, not youth. 11 years back, no new plasma vessel showed, so I aged fast, lost my individuality and merged with the world. Megumi and Yuta cut to the chase. What's Kenjaku after and how do we crack Gojo out of prison realm? Tenjin's got a deal. I'll spill if 2 of you 3 special grades stay as my guards. They're generous though and start with Kenjaku's plan, evolve all of Japan, using Tenjin's barrier with idle transfiguration, too much cursed energy way too clunky, inst. Kenjaku's merging Tenjin with humanity. Now that Tenjin's evolved, anyone not just a star plasma vessel can merge and become this wild, half-real super being. Tenjin's chill thanks to barrier tricks, but if mankind merges, total chaos, no boundaries, human impurities everywhere, Tokyo's mess would swallow the planet. And since Tenjin's more cursed spirit now, they can't say no to Kenjaku's cursed spirit manipulation. The tombs of the Star Corridor are slamming the door on everyone. Kenjaku's coming to unseal it. He's the mastermind who threw a wrench in the merger 11 years ago and tangled with Sukuna over 1,000 years back. Yuki's like, why's he moving now? Turns out Tenjin, the star plasma vessel, and the Six Eyes are tied by fate. Kenjaku got smoked by 2 Six Eyes users way back, so after his second loss, he took out the vessel and the next Six Eyes kid right after birth. Didn't work, they popped up on merger day anyway, so he switched to sealing the Six Eyes instead of wiping it out. But 11 years ago, boom, Toji Fushiguro crashed the party. This guy had zero cursed energy, totally free from Jujutsu fate. He smashed the destinies of Tenjin, the vessel, and the Six Eyes. Then came Suguru Gido, a kid who could boss cursed spirits around. 6 years ago, Kenjaku snagged Prison Realm and his puzzle clicked together perfectly. The Culling Game, it's a giant ritual to juice up Japan's people for the merger. Players, cursed energy and barriers push everyone to the other side, forcing Tenjin to fuse with humanity. Kenjaku's locked himself with binding vows to make this monster plan work. One vow says he's not the game master, killing him won't stop it. The game ends when all players are dead, with rules to keep it rolling no matter what. Yuji and the gang's best shot. Burn 100 points to add rules letting Tsumiki and other unwilling folks bail. Oh, and freeing Gojo, total game changer. Tenjin's got the scoop but needs 2 special grades, Yuta, Yuki, or Choso as guards first. Yuki and Choso step up, will stay. Choso knows Yuji needs Yuta or Yuki out there, plus he can guard his brothers if Kenjaku shows. Yuki's like, I've got more to chat with Tenjin, cool with you, Yuta. Yuta's pumped, stay with the crew, yes please. Everyone's thanking Tenjin, who pulls out the back of Prison Realm, a cursed object key to freeing Gojo. It's the back gate hidden by Tenjin to throw Kenjaku off, but he found the front gate anyway and owns it. Cracking the back needs tools like the inverted spear of heaven or black rope, both trashed by Gojo in old fights. Yuta and Miguel hunted black rope in Africa Nada. But wait, there's hope. 1,000 years ago, a sorcerer dubbed Angel Hana Kurusu had a technique to snuff out other techniques. She's back as a Culling Game player. Megumi's shocked, she can kill techniques. Tenjin nods, she's our ticket to open Prison Realm's back. Megumi's like, where is she? Tenjin says, East Tokyo Colony, one of 10 linked by barriers stretching down Japan. That line's merging everyone with Tenjin, skipping Hokkaido, its sacred ground. Merging humanity with Tenjin's wild state, mind-blowing and huge. To prove it's no joke, Tenjin drops a bomb. A curse hit every single person in Japan to prep for this. They reckon 2 months to wrap it up. Now let's crunch the Culling Game timeline. It's 9 a.m. November 9th. Players woke at midnight, October 31st. Rule 1, declare participation in 19 days. That's 10 days and 15 hours left for Tsumiki. Rule 2, skip it and your technique's toast. Maki's been chatting with Shoko Iiri about these Culling Game rules, and Shoko's got a theory. Cursed technique removal isn't some fancy idol transfiguration or binding vow trick, it's a brain zap that kills you. Otherwise, everyone could just sit out. Tenjin nods, yep, she's right. So Maki and folks without techniques, they're safe from that mess. Rule 3's a doozy. Step into a colony after the game starts and you're a player, bam. Civilians get 1 shot to scram and there's no fuss about hopping in or out of colonies. At kickoff, players are told to bust out of the barriers, gets moving fast. It's all a mind game, make players think they chose this, boosting the barrier's juice with a binding vow. Clever, right? Rule 4's brutal, rack up points by taking out others. Rule 5 says the game master sets the score, sorcerers at 5 points, non-sorcerers at 1. Megumi's like, who's this game master? Tenjin explains, each player gets a shikigami called a kagin, it's your game menu. The master's the code running the show. Yuji's head spins, and he's got this hilarious lost puppy face, priceless. Rule 6 lets you cash 100 points to pitch a new rule. No erasing old ones, but Megumi's scheming, maybe we can tweak things sideways. Rule 7 backs that up. The master greenlights any rule that doesn't mess with the game long-term. The crew's wondering, is this fair? Tenjin's like, totally, Kenjaku gets no favoritism. Rule 8's the clincher, no score change for 19 days and your technique-s gone. Yuji's stressing, more killing, but Megumi's got tricks up his sleeve. Maki lays out the plan. Yuki and Choso guard Tenjin at the tombs. She's off to the Zenin clan for cursed tools after Gojo got sealed. The Zenin and Kamo clans raided Jujutsu High's stash. Megumi's the Zenin boss now, so Maki's got access. Yuji's shocked, wait, what? Megumi waves it off, later man. Maki asks about Juzo Kumiya's workshop. She's hitting that before grabbing Panda. Yuta's diving into the Culling Game ASAP to scout solo again. He'll steer clear of nearby colonies to avoid chaos, but those barriers might kill phone signals. He pauses, oh shoot, I promise to take you out if Sukuna pops up. He and Yuji brainstorm, but Megumi cuts in, Yuta can kill you if I bite it. Yuji's like, no, I want to stop that from even happening. Maki assigns Yuji and Megumi, track down Kinji Hakari, a grumpy suspended third year. They're short-handed and this guy's a beast. Yuta claims, when he's fired up, he's stronger than me. Maki's skeptical, not so sure. Everyone's rolling out but Yuji stops. Choso, thanks for everything. Choso's all, don't die little bro. As Yuji heads off, Yuki catches Choso wiping sneaky tears so sweet. Meanwhile, at the public stand comedy club, the crowd's yawning through Fumihiko Takaba's flop of a set. This 35-year-old comedian's jokes are duds, no laughs. His buddy's blunt, quit man you're not funny, with Tokyo like this find something you're good at. At the comedy club, Takaba's buddy Ken pipes up, I don't mind your goofy jokes. He grins, two kinds of comedians always stick around, the funny ones and the ones who think they're funny. Which are you, Takaba? Takaba shrugs, 50-50. Then bam, a weird vibe hits him and he switches, nah, 70-30. Guess what? This guy's not just a wannabe comic, he's in the Culling Game. Talk about a punchline. Flashback time, right after Panda's birth, Masamichi Yaga's locked up, hands wrapped in talismans, facing Gakuganji's grilling for the higher-ups. Most cursed corpses run on their users' cursed energy, but Panda, he's a self-made powerhouse cranking his own juice. The higher-ups freak, he could build an army. They nearly slapped him with a special grade label and a forever timeout. Gakuganji demands, how'd you make Panda? Masamichi's cool as ice, no clue man. Now Masamich is a forest fugitive, chilling with one of his dolls. This little cursed corpse chats, everyone's bummed you're so down. It adds, I told the gang we should cheer you up, aren't I a genius? Masamichi pets it, I'm stuck here a while but Tenjin's got this forest locked down safe, your mom's dropping by again. He opens a tiny tree door, tons of cute, independent cursed corpses pop out. They're fine solo but shout, we'll miss you. Meanwhile, at Jujutsu High's isolation chamber, Panda's nabbed as bait for Masamichi. Kusakabe swoops in, katana flashing, cuts him loose. This is for your dad, don't snitch on me. Back in the day, Masamichi whipped up a cursed corpse with Kusakabe's nephew's soul info. His sister was a wreck without her son, stuck in a wheelchair. When they met, the doll goes, that's my mom, right? Aren't I a genius? She spots her kid's quirks and that catchphrase bam, she's out of the chair hugging him yelling Takaru. Masamichi couldn't let Takaru stay, Panda wasn't around yet and a fully independent corpse was top secret. Kusakabe's teary, thanks man you saved my family. Present day Masamichi is cornered by a masked sorcerer scar over his left eye, higher-up's goon. He taunts, where you off to without your dolls? Masamichi ditches his jacket, to see my son. The guy's puzzled but lays it out, death sentence, spill the corpse secret or bust. Masamichi smirks, you're all bold with Satoru gone. The masked dude nods, especially with backup. Right on cue, Gakuganji steps out, guitar in hand, wham. He nails Masamichi after a quick clash. Two deep X-shaped cuts rip across Masamichi's chest, blood splashing as he slumps against the wall. Gakuganji shoos the goon, leave us. With his dying breaths, Masamichi spills it all. Soul info comes from physical data plugged into corpse cores. You need 3 super-compatible souls watching each other non-stop. That's how they stabilize, get self-aware, and make their own cursed energy. As he talks, Panda's racing through the forest, desperate to save his dad. Gakuganji's stunned, why spill it now, Masamichi? You could have lived. Masamichi, fading fast, smirks, it's a curse I'm passing to you. Panda bursts in, Masamichi, too late, his dad's gone. Gakuganji tosses his busted guitar, bracing for a fight, but Panda just brushes past, eyes locked on Masamichi, ignoring him completely. Gakuganji's like, no revenge. Panda's calm, I'm not human, your rules don't chain me. I know you and Masamichi were cool, this came from the top. Still, tears roll down his face as he cradles his dad. Remember, even I cry, Gakuganji. Under a street lamp, moths flutter, one fries in the heat, a little symbol of pure dreams burning out too close to the flame. Deep right. Now Maki's on a mission, storming back to the Zenin household, talk about a place she'd rather skip. She's there for cursed tools and runs smack into Naaya. He jabs, your face looks rough now, huh? She fires back with a smirk, brushing off his taunts. He sneers, all you had was your looks gone now. Should I bully you like old times, or you just Megumi and Yuta's little shadow? Maki done listening, heads underground. Down stone steps into a creepy tunnel, she hits a reinforced corridor near the cursed warehouse. Her mom's there nagging, we can't go in. Maki dangles keys, clan head says I can. Flashback, Maki told Megumi about Naobitos while naming him head. He balked, no way, she pushed. You get the fortune and intel on the big 3 in Jujutsu HQ. Megumi groaned, you take it. Maki shook her head, they'd never accept me. You've got the 10 shadows, technique, and domain expansion. He whined, does acceptance matter? She sighed, I'm not ready to make this a home for my. That hit Megumi, he got it. Back now, her mom's yelling, stop, make me proud I birthed you. Maki tunes her out, unlocks the warehouse, chains clatter, doors swing open. But shock, no tools, just her dad Ogi sitting there smirking. He stands and behind him Mai slashed and bleeding. My groans, idiot, why'd you come? Maki screams, Mai. Meanwhile, Janish is briefing Naaya. Janishi says Megumi's perfect tight with Gojo and Kamo, but an outsider can't snag the whole fortune. Naia's like, kill him then. Janishi warns, can't offing him tanks our cred with the Gojo and Kamo clans. We'd lose in the power shuffle without Satoru. Naaya grins, why now then? Janishi spills, Jujutsu HQ's notice unsealing Gojo's a crime. We'll frame Megumi, Maki, and Maya's rebels and execute them. Naia's cackling, Ogi's cool with killing his girls. Janishi nods, his plan. Ogi draws his sword, facing Maki. Ogi kicks things off with falling blossom emotion, juicing up his sword for the showdown. He's kept Mai alive as a trump card, just in case Maki rolls in with some mystery cursed tool. Ready for anything, he's prepped to unleash one killer slash. Maki's gripping Dragonbone, Juzo Kumiya's epic creation store up force and cursed energy, then blasted out the blade's back for insane cutting power. She's banking on Ogi not knowing Dragonbone's trick, faking a one-hit duel while planning a combo. Right before they clash, Ogi smirks, "Why'd Naobito beat me for clan head?" Maki snaps, "Because you're a jerk who'd kill your own kids." And bam, it's on. Ogi draws fast, but Maki flips Dragonbone into a reverse grip, blocks his slash, and fires back with cursed energy boosting her swing. Ogi tries to parry crack, his katana snaps. Maki slips behind for the win, but Ogi's reflexes are nuts. He spins, unleashing fiery cursed technique, slicing Maki before his broken blade even drops. Her injured eyes hit, glasses shatter, and her guts gashed open brutal. Maki crumples, stunned, then clocks it. Ogi's blade's now pure flame from his technique. As she falls, Ogi sheds a tear. "I lost clan head because my kids are trash." He drags his bleeding twins down a corridor to a creepy unmarked room, leaving a bloody trail, gloating about his win. "You fought me like a swordsman, not a sorcerer, Maki, big mistake. I'm not judged by failures like you." He rants, Naobito's projection sorcery. "Just passed to Naya, no big deal, the real gap." "How strong our kids turned out." Ogi snarls, "Kids shouldn't hold parents back," and hurls them downstairs into a huge room. Cursed Spirit Central. Grade 2 and below swarm there, ready to chow down once he's gone. He mocks, "Your heavenly restrictions, nothing special, sorcerers train muscles with cursed energy daily." He turns away, "Goodbye, stains on my life." But wait, Mai sits up, cradling Maki's head, feeling for a pulse still beating. "You're tough, sis," she whispers. She's ready for this moment, opens Maki's mouth, "This sucks," and breathes life into her. Maki gasps awake in a dreamy beach scene like she's been pulled from water, lying next to Mai. Mai explains, "I'm using construction to make something, then I'll die from the strain with these wounds." She stands, wades into the sea. "Bye, good luck." Maki's freaking out, scrambling after her. "Mai, come back." Mai turns, "Twins are bad news for sorcerers. To gain, you give suffering made us stronger. But Jujutsu sees twins as one. You can't grow fully with me here, I've got the technique, and I don't want this." Maki grabs Mai's arm, "I get it, just stop." She's desperate, splashing into the water. "Come back, please." Mai stretches out her hand, "Take this and ditch the rest." "I'm taking all our cursed energy with me when I go," she pleads. "Promise me one thing, destroy everything." Maki snatches a small reed from Mai, and suddenly they're little girls again, giggling in a happy flashback. Blink, reality hits. Maki's clutching a sword handle, not a reed, cradling Mai's lifeless body. Tears stream as she begs, "Wake up." Cursed spirits creep closer, but Ogi, strolling off, senses something's wrong, turns back. Boom, all the spirits vanish, exorcised. Ogi's baffled, gripping his katana, spotting Maki in the doorway, laying Mai down gently. Ogi's gut screams a buried fear. Maki steps out, channeling Toji Zenin, the cursed energy-free legend. His eyes pop, sweat beads. He fires up, blazing courage, flames licking his broken blade, circling him in fire. He snarls, "I'll burn you to ash, you worthless kid." Maki doesn't flinch, slash. She splits his head in two mid-stride, so fast he never saw it. Ogi's corpse drops and Maki pauses, eyeing Mai's last gift, recalling beach birds. She grips the sword, time to start Mai. An alarm blares through the Zenin estate. Jinishi and Naoya bolt from their meeting, and young Ranta Zenin rushes up. Maki lost it, killed Ogi. They're floored. Ogi, really? The Kyukuru unit sent to nab her. Captain Nobuaki Zenin scoffs, "She must have got him sleeping or on the john." He's dodging Janisha's wrath, barking, "Enter quick." These guys, Zenin grunts with no innate techniques, trained to the bone and hand-to-hand. They corner Maki in the training room, 20 strong. She's solo, Dragonbone in one hand, Mai split soul katana in the other, lost in thoughts of her sister. "What was your plan, Mai? Should I have quit with you?" She whispers, "Sorry, maybe that was it." The unit charges as Mai's words echo, "Destroy everything." A blade swings. Maki dodges, lops off the guy's hands, flips over him, and slashes through his buddies, beheading him last. They're dropping like flies, brutal and swift. Nobuaki strolls in, expecting victory. Nope. His men are gore piles and Maki's untouched, the ex-unit girl. A cursed energy spike hits Chijiro Zenin's nearby. Giant stone hands erupt, clapping to crush Maki midair. Nobuaki grins, "Chijiro's technique, the high are here." The high, Zenin's elite, semi-grade 1 and up. Stage 1, the breakout. Imagine those creepy stone hands clasping tight, trying to hold Maki down. Spoiler alert, they're no match for her. She bursts free like a firecracker, and before Nobuaki and Chijiro can even blink, bam, her hands are in their throats faster than you can say ouch. They're down for the count, and trust me, you're not ready for what's next. Here comes Ranta, stepping up with his slick paralysis trick to freeze Maki in her tracks. He's shouting at Jinishi like, "Come on, buddy, finish her off." But Maki? Oh, she's not having it. She powers through that paralysis like it's nothing, and poor Ranta's eyes take a serious hit from the backlash. Blood's pouring, it's a mess, but he's still yelling, "Jinishi, she's turning into Toji. We've got to stop her now or the whole clan's toast." You can feel the tension, right? The big punch-up, Jinishi's not messing around. He unleashes his cursed technique and boom. Giant fists powered by cursed energy come raining down from the sky like a meteor shower. The ground's shaking, everything's getting smashed, and Ranta's thinking, "We did it," in his final moments. He collapses, totally spent, while Maki strolls out of the dust like a total boss, holding Janisha's head. She tosses it into the pond without even a shrug. Cold-blooded, you bet. Now enter Naoya, the big shot of the high, strutting over a tiny bridge with a smirk. Well, Maki, he says, you're one cruel lady, got a human heart in there, and Maki just deadpans, nope, someone took it. Let's rewind a sec for Naia's backstory. Little Naia was the golden boy, pampered and praised as a genius. Everyone knew he'd lead the clan someday. But then he hears about this Zenin black sheep with zero cursed energy Toji. Naia is curious, so he goes to check him out. Big mistake, Toji's icy stare shakes him to his core. That memory stuck with him, and now Maki's channeling that same vibe, wiping out the clan's toughest fighters like it's a walk in the park. The showdown kicks into high gear. Naia is throwing punches at Maki so fast you'd need a slow-mo replay to catch them all. She's parrying like a pro, trying to count his moves, but whoops. Naia grabs her, freezes her in a frame, and sends her crashing through stone walls with a supersonic kick. He's muttering to himself, you're not Toji no matter how strong you get. Oh, he's fired up, folks. Naia is all about speed now, building momentum with his projection sorcery. He's thinking strength is weight plus speed, and he's ready to skewer Maki at max velocity. Final stage, the ultimate clash, Maki not backing down. She takes a stance, Shuranuigata, super cool name, right? Ready to tank Naia's supersonic attack even if it means a few cracked ribs. But Naia is sneaky. He tags her with his palm, forcing her into his 24 frames per second rule. Mess up and she's frozen for a second. He's zooming, thinking she's toast, ready to end it. But hold up, Maki's not frozen. Her new body lets her see Naia's moves 24 a second and she's keeping up. She spins around, fist ready, and as Naia rockets toward her, she lands a monster punch. His face meets the ground hard and the fight's over. He tries to call her an imposter mid-sentence, but Maki cuts him off with a grin. Maki stepping into this cozy kitchen area and bam, her mom's freaking out like she just saw a ghost. Stay back, Maki, she yells, all frantic. Maki's like, hold up, why'd you tell me to come back before I hit that cursed warehouse? But her mom's too shaken to even remember, stammering, what are you talking about? Maki not buying it, she steps closer and her mom's screaming her head off. Next thing you know, blood splattered on the wall. Yikes, talk about a messy family reunion. Now zoom out to total carnage. The high-end Kyukuru unit wiped out. Corpses are everywhere, lining the Zenin grounds like a horror movie set. Naia is still kicking, barely stumbling around, blood dripping from his face like a leaky faucet. He crashes through a door, hits the ground, and starts mocking Maki, what, too scared to finish me off? But wait for it, here comes Mom, throat slit, bleeding out, clutching a kitchen knife like a total badass. Naia is too wrecked to fight back and she stabs him right in the back. They collapse together and he's spitting out, you piece of trash, as they both fade. But here's the kicker, Mom whispers she's glad she had Maki and Mai. Cue the tears, folks, this one's a heartbreaker. Maki's big exit, she's leaving the Zenin property, carrying Mai's body when Momo Nishimiya rolls up way too late to the party. Momo's been chasing Mai, begging her not to go, and now she's sobbing her eyes out over the regret. Maki hands over Mai's body, super gentle, super sad, and Momo's like, what now, Maki? But Maki, she just keeps walking, silent, gripping Mai's blade like it's her lifeline. You can feel the weight of that moment, right? Quick detour to the aftermath. Word on the street is every Zenin clan member who wasn't there that day dead violently, no big cursed energy traces, just a little from a cursed tool. Days later, the Gojo and Kamo clans are like, let's kick the Zenin out of the big three. Jujutsu HQ's still mulling it over, but the drama's heating up. Now stage 5, new mission alert. Before bouncing from the tombs of the star, Yuji and Megumi snag Kinji Hakari's location from Master Tenjin. This guy's running an underground fight club in a sketchy abandoned parking garage in Tochigi Prefecture. Sorcerers duking it out, non-sorcerers betting big it's a total violation of Jujutsu secrecy rules. Tenjin's like, watch out boys, there's curse users in the mix. Yuji's all, why the wardrobe change? And Megumi's like, we've got to play it cool, he might think we're with the higher-ups. They need Hakari's muscle for the Culling Game, so they're going all in to win him over. You with me so far? Final stage, the grand entrance. They stroll up to the garage and this beefy security guard's like, get lost kids or I'll clobber you. Megumi's not phased, he stares the guy down as a meaty fist swings and stops an inch from his face. His hair barely moves, but his eyes, ice cold. The guard backs off, growling, Rule 1, don't talk about the club, who sent you? Megumi, smooth as ever, says, some cocky sorcerer I killed a month ago, didn't catch his name. The manager's like, wait, Kondo went missing then, but can't confirm. Megumi pushes, let me take his spot or I'll flatten your bodyguard. Total power move. Yuji catches on, stays quiet, and the manager gets a buzz from the boss, surprise. Yuji's the one fighting today. Megumi pretends to argue, but he knows Yuji's perfect for this. The boss doesn't like Megumi's vibe, so he's benched. Megumi glances at the camera, shrugs, and says, fine by me. Yuji's nudging Megumi as they walk away, all like, dude, that bluffing was wild, way too risky. Megumi just shrugs, cool as ever, and says, nah, a fight club with curse users. They've got to have newbies dropping like flies. High turnover's our ticket. And guess what? They nailed it, Hakari's definitely around eye. Eyeballing them through those sneaky cameras. The game plan, here's the scoop, Yuji's heading inside to charm his way to Hakari, while Megumi's plotting a ninja-style sneak into the garage from the outside. Risky? Oh yeah, the club's already got Megumi on their radar, and if he gets busted, Yuji's cover's toast too. They could bust in with fists flying to meet Hakari, but that's the last resort. They're here to beg for help, not start a brawl, got to keep things friendly. Smart move would be Megumi chilling for the night while Yuji works the inside, but hold up, Megumi's antsy. Sumiki's Culling Game deadline is looming and it's 5:00 p.m. on November 10th. 9 days left, people. Getting to Tochigi took forever, scarce transport from Tokyo, plus they had to zap some cursed spirits on the way. Time's ticking. Yuji's big night, he's back at the garage and that gruff security guard from earlier is laying down the law. 2 rules, no running, no jujutsu. Yuji's cool with cursed techniques coming his way, he can handle it, but the non-sorcerer crowd, they be clueless. No retreating means the fight's front and center for all to see. As they head down to the arena, Yuji's like, so what's the boss like? The guard just smirks, win big and maybe you'll find out. Then he spills the tea, scripted fights are fixed by the boss, but unscripted ones, put on a show and you'll catch his eye. Oh, Yuji's ready to shine. The arena lights up. They hit the fighting zone, a chunk of the garage with the upper floor ripped out so spectators can gawk from above. Yuji meets his opponent and trust me, it's a shocker. The Gachinko Fight Club announcer John Bobby pumps up the crowd. In this corner, newcomer Yuji Itadori, and facing him Panda. Yep, Panda. Everyone's jaws drop and you're right there with them, right? Meanwhile in stage 5, Hakari's watching. Up in some secret monitoring room, Hakari's lounging with his crew grumbling, this is getting stale. Unscripted fights are boring when Panda's unbeatable. He's barely paying attention, but his associates like, boss, check the screen. Yuji's out there flipping the script literally. He and Panda are putting on a circus, trading fake punches, and the crowd's eating it up. John Bobby's losing his mind, yelling, best fight I've called in weeks. While they spar, they're chatting Panda's in the club, but Hakari's dodging him. Yuji's undercover and Panda gives the nod. End it. Yuji slams a killer body shot, Panda flops like a drama queen, and the crowd goes wild. John Bobby calls it, Yuji wins. Hakari's hooked, he's grinning now, totally impressed. That kid fights in 3D, crowd's dazzled, he says, then grabs the phone. Get Yuji up here, I'm writing scripts for this guy. His third-year pal, Kurara Hoshi, rolls her eyes, sounds dumb, Hakari. But he's buzzing like it's the good old days of maxed-out credit cards and ex-girlfriend drama. Kurara's not thrilled to hear that, Megumi's stealth mode. While Hakari's distracted, Megumi's hiding in the shadow of the guy on the phone, eavesdropping like a pro. He's slipping through the halls, totally unnoticed. The manager's asking, what about that other brat? Hakari's like, Kurara's on him, stay sharp. Yuji's got Hakari more hyped than ever, and folks, the stakes are skyrocketing. Panda and Megumi's forest powwow. Panda's slipping out of the parking garage and meeting Megumi in the woods nearby. He's all, hey, you think Yuji can snag Hakari? Megumi's nodding, yeah, probably. But then he flips it back, wait, why haven't you met Hakari yet? Panda spills the tea. Hakari's holed up in the roof monitoring room, but Kurara Hoshi's cursed technique is a total roadblock. Panda's tried walking, running doesn't matter, he can't close the gap to that door. It's like Satoru Gojo's infinity, he says, just stops me cold. Megumi's curious, is it only when Kurara's up there? Panda shrugs, no clue, Kurara's always glued to Hakari. You're feeling the mystery already, right? Panda's strategy, instead of busting in, Panda's been playing it smart, drawing crowds to stay on Hakari's good side. He's grinning, thanks for showing up, first years. But Megumi's still fidgety. Yuji's charm might win Hakari over, Panda says, but that kid's a terrible liar. He gave Yuji some pro tips earlier just in case. Worst case, Hakari sniffs out Yuji's jujutsu high vibes and kicks him to the curb. To avoid that, Panda's like, let's lock this place down, secure the door, take out some guards. He's got the camera blind spots and lookout posts mapped out. Megumi's eyes light up, this might actually work. But Kurara's technique, that's the wild card. If Hakari and Kurara pull Yuji outside or call in backup, Megumi's ready to throw in the towel. Stakes are high, folks. Yuji's big move, it's 12:58 p.m. and after crushing another fight, Yuji fires off a text to Megumi. Meeting Hakari at 1:00. Megumi wipes it from his phone, sneaky. Kurara's leading Yuji up, all chipper, nicknaming him Yu and teasing, your young Hakari had to redo junior high. Yuji's like, wow, you're bubbly, and Kurara beams, Hakari's fired up again. You can feel the vibes shifting, can't you? Megumi's ninja skills. While the 5 lookouts are posted up, Megumi's on the move. He slips into the first guard's shadow, pops out and locks in a rear naked choke, bam, lights out. Mouth taped, hands zip-tied, done. The second guard strolls by, oblivious, and Megumi slides into his shadow next. Triangle choke time, night, all in the camera's blind spot, pure stealth. Meanwhile, 2 guards spot Panda goofing with a tire. One's like, does he eat fish sausage? The others all, hey, that's the tournament, Panda. Too late, Panda knocks them out, snags the sausage, and bolts up the emergency stairs, no cameras in sight. Smooth moves, team. Rooftop reunion. Panda and Megumi link up on the roof and Panda's chill, any mess we make, no biggie later. They're guarding the monitor room door when surprised Kurara steps out to the lower level just feet below. They're shocked Kurara's not with Hakari. Kurara spots Megumi from the camera feed, clocks him and Yu as Jujutsu High kids with Panda and panics, Hakari's in danger. They reach for their phone, but Megumi's quick summons Divine Dog, totality to stop them. Chaos erupts, Divine Dog lunges, but whoa, it's blasted back into Megumi. Kurara drops their phone and Megumi's like, that technique blocked my Shikigami. Kurara bolts for the monitor room and Panda's shouting, we're not enemies, we just need a favor. Kurara's not buying it, hurt by Panda's betrayal. Panda can't get close, so Megumi orders Divine Dog to cut Kurara off. It works, Kurara can't approach, but then Megumi's yanked toward his Shikigami. I can't pull away from Divine Dog, he realizes, mind racing about this crazy technique. And here's the kicker, neither he nor Panda spots the star MI symbol glowing on Panda's back. Yuji meets the man himself. We're inside the monitor room and Hakari's sizing Yuji up with this big question. Hey kid, think you could work 1 hour a day and rake in 1,000,000 yen a month? Yuji's just staring, totally lost, and goes, huh. Hakari doubles down, all chill, 1 hour, 1,000,000, yes or no? Yuji scratches his head, what would I even do? Hakari grins, that'll cost you 200,000 yen to find out. Yuji's not falling for it, he's like, no way, that's shady. Hakari laughs, exactly, classic get-rich-quick scam. Suckers fall for it all the time, you're already chuckling, right? This guy's got style. Hakari's fever pitch, he's on a roll now, explaining how it's all about the fever, that rush when scammers and the scammed both crave a life change. People get high on it, he says, make dumb moves, but you can't even fall in love without that spark. Hakari's all about that fever life and asks Yuji what's the fastest way to feel it. Yuji nails it. Gambling. Hakari's nodding. Yep, girls dump me over it, but life's a gamble, society just hates losers who crash and burn. Yuji's like, some folks want peace though, and Hakari snorts, never met M. He's dreaming big, wants to control the nation's fever with his fight club, especially now that cursed spirits are out in the open and jujutsu rules are shifting. Join me, Yuji, let's get high on it, he says, eyes gleaming. Oh, the tension's building. The jig's almost up. Yuji's about to spill the jujutsu high beans and beg for help, but ring ring, Hakari's phone cuts in. He ignores it, lets it hit voicemail, and offers Yuji a drink. You're underage, but whatever, Satoru Gojo can't drink either, he jokes. Yuji plays dumb, who's that? But oops, every sorcerer knows Gojo. Hakari finishes his drink, eyes narrowing, you a jujutsu high spy. Before Yuji can stammer out an excuse, wham, Hakari chucks the glass at his face. Yuji deflects it like a champ, but Hakari's not playing, he summons 2 giant sliding doors with his cursed technique, trying to squash Yuji flat. Yuji leaps over them, shouting, wait, listen. But Hakari's relentless Kurara's call means trouble's brewing and Yuji's head but barely phases him. My fever's cold now, Hakari snaps, things are heating up fast. Switch scenes to rooftop standoff. Outside, Kurara's locked in a stalemate with Megumi and Panda thanks to that tricky technique. Megumi seizes the moment, we're not with Jujutsu High, we need Hakari's help. Kurara's not buying it, arms crossed. Megumi's like, what's the deal with you and the higher-ups? Panda chimes in, old school Jujutsu folks hate Hakari mixing tech with sorcery. Kurara smirks, Jujutsu High's got it backwards, always got Gojo to bail M out, so why beg us? Megumi tries, Gojo's sealed, but Kurara's face screams, yeah right, total cartoon disbelief, you're loving the sass, aren't you? Rabbit chaos, Megumi's done talking, he unleashes rabbit escape and boom, dozens of bunny Shikigami flood the roof. He spots a star Acrux symbol on each one and none can get near the monitor room door marked star Gakrux. It's a map rabbits show where Kurara's technique blocks. Kurara's scoffing, what's with the bunny army, gonna smother yourself? The technique tags cursed energy, treating Shikigami like sorcerers, but surprise Megumi dispels them all in a flash. Cracking the code, Megumi's grilling Panda about rabbit escape. What you see, man? Panda's just cooing, all those bunnies were so cute. And Megumi's like, focus, where could they go? Panda snaps to it. They swarmed me in the second floor but couldn't touch Kurara or the monitor room door. He's got that star MI mark on his back and Megumi's rocking star Acrux. Megumi's wheels are turning, he's guessing Kurara's cursed technique is tied to a constellation, maybe the Southern Cross. Kurara catches his stare and freezes. Megumi locks eyes and tosses out, Southern Cross, huh? Kurara's shocked he guessed it and Megumi's just as stunned he nailed it. Their faces give it all away, Kurara's fuming and you're loving the detective vibes, right? The standoff heats up, Kurara's onto Megumi, now he's dangerously close to cracking their technique and they're not letting him near that door. Megumi's quietly thanking Sumiki for those constellation lessons, but he's stumped, the Southern Cross should have 4 stars, not this mess. He and Panda huddle up, brainstorming. Maybe we're each a point, keeping distance, Megumi muses, but now Kurara can hit the door and he can reach Panda. It's a route, he realizes. A sequence who can approach what based on our marks. Panda's like, maybe Kurara's immune, but Megumi shuts it down, Divine Dog got blocked too, if Kurara could just hide inside they would've. There's gotta be 5 stars or more, they agree. 4 wouldn't trap us like this. Oh, the gears are grinding, can you feel it? Kurara strikes, they're done waiting, Kurara leaps onto a car hood, slaps it with star MI and sends it flying at Panda. He catches it barely and yells, I'm good, Megumi find that 5th star. Megumi bolts, but Panda chucks the car aside. Megumi shouts, don't, it'll come back. Too late, wham. The car boomerangs and clocks Panda in the head. Megumi's piecing it together. Kurara's gotta touch stuff to market, Divine Dog got tagged through my energy, and this car's got someone else's residuals. He's scanning, hunting for more clues, and bam, spots a parking stop glowing with star Mimosa, the 5th star. Megumi's big play, he taps the parking stop, no extra residuals. Kurara's energy's already marked, he thinks, so they can't slap star Acrux on more stuff to swarm me. Wrong. An avalanche of star Acrux marked junk, chairs, tires, you name it, comes barreling his way. Megumi's jaw drops and you're right there with him, totally blindsided. Reveal time, Love Rendezvous unveiled. Kurara's technique is Love Rendezvous, a 5-star Southern Cross setup targeting cursed energy. Here's the deal, stars have to follow a set order to approach each other or same star objects pull together like magnets. It's based on distance from Earth, constellations look flat but space has depth. Megumi's star Acrux, so he's got to hit star Mimosa parking stop, then star Jinin Kurara to reach star Gakrux, the door. Panda's star MI stuck in his own lane. Kurara's been pre-marking stuff with others' energy and now Megumi's dodging a storm of his own star. Megumi's in deep thought when bam, Divine Dog sneaks up behind Karara and pins them. Karara's like, what? Turns out Megumi never dispelled it, he played a sneaky game guessing who to track to. With a wall between them he waited till Karara was in the perfect spot, then bam unleashed Divine Dog to nab them. You're loving this chess match, right? Karara's down, Divine Dog drags Karara to Megumi, forcing them to cancel Love Rendezvous. Megumi's got them pinned with Divine Dog looming, but he's chill, just says please hear me out. He lets Divine Dog vanish and Karara's skeptical. You planned that, no way you knew who'd get pulled. Megumi shrugs, took a shot, turns out higher cursed energy pulls. First, Divine Dog yanked me but I juiced up and flipped it. Karara's like not cute for a first year, but Megumi shocks them, lets them go, drops to his knees and begs, we're out of time. Karara's thrown, why release them? But they nod, fine, I'll listen. Chaos explodes. Just as things calm down, the monitor room door blasts off its hinges and Yuji comes tumbling out. Megumi clocks that he's been hit hard and Panda groans, man I was useless. Outstruts Hakari, looking ticked off. Yuji waves off Megumi and Panda, stay back. But Hakari's not having it, thinks he's being dissed. Wham, he lands a brutal punch, smashing Yuji's face and sending him skidding across the roof. Megumi, Panda, even Karara, they're all wincing at that hit. Yuji staggers up, blood dripping, not even dodging. Hakari's like, you're nuts, why not fight back? Yuji's cool as ice, not life or death like Shibuya, I'm done dodging till you break. Oh, the tension's electric. Hakari's test, Yuji's defiant screams, not a spy, so Hakari growls, stand your ground and I'll hear you out. He flares his cursed energy and Karara's pleading, listen, he just needs help. Hakari snaps, I said I'd listen. Then grills Yuji, why me? Yuji's all, my senpai say you're strong. Hakari's annoyed, pow, another punch. Yuji's soaring, thinking, feels like a serrated bat. Hakari yells, favors mean, risking lives prove you've got the fever. He's mad, Yuji's just following orders, Yaga should have weeded you out. Yuji's calm, no fever here, I'm a cog in the machine to kill curses. Hakari's bored stiff wins up his hardest hit yet, crack, Yuji slams into the wall looking done. Hakari smirks, Gojo says my energy's got an edge, that's the cut you felt. Brutal, right? Yuji's unbreakable spirit, Hakari's turning to Megumi and Panda, grab him and go. But whoa, Yuji's back right behind him. Hakari's stunned, 3 hits, no guard, hurry you up. He demands, what are you? Yuji's steady, a cog, my job's curses and your key so I won't quit till you say yes. He steps up, locks eyes and fires back, what's your function, senpai? Hakari's staring into that fierce gaze, muttering, a cog in fever. He's itching to swing again, but Karara jumps in, Hakari stop. The fever wins, Karara's stepping in, looking at Hakari W. With a grin, so is Yuji's fever hot enough for you yet? Hakari's caught off guard, but he can't argue, he nods, yeah, the fever never lies. Boom, just like that he's in. All right, I'll hear you out, he says, turning to Megumi and Panda, let's cut a deal. Megumi's blinking, totally lost, wait, what just happened? Panda's scratching his head too, but Karara's got the scoop. I hate the higher-ups, but Hakari's fever burned brightest, helping folks at Jujutsu High. The big sit-down, Hakari plops down, finally ready to listen, and Yuji and Megumi drop the bombshells. Satoru Gojo's sealed, Hakari's jaw hits the floor, then Panda adds, Principal Yaga died fighting a higher-up after Shibuya. Everyone is stunned, even Hakari's like, man, I'm bummed all my caretakers are gone. He's moping, not this sad since Yakel got an arrow in the butt. Who's Yakel? No clue, but it's hilarious. Yuji and Megumi check on Panda. Yaga was like his dad, but Panda's cool, I'm okay. Hakari's in for the Culling Game now and Megumi's breathing a tiny sigh of relief while the others grin. Oh, but Hakari's quick, don't get cozy, this is a deal you owe me later. Favors and surprises, Panda's curious, what's your favor, Hakari? Megumi chimes in, bet it's not tough. Hakari's annoyed, hey sea urchin head, what do you know? Megumi smirks, I'm the Zenin clan head. Hakari's floored, bigger shock than Gojo and Yaga combined. With big 3 backing, regulations are a breeze, he says, but keeping the Zenin off my fight club, that's the trick. He flashes a buddy-buddy grin, let us be pals, Megumi. Little does he know, Maki's wiping out the Zenin tomorrow, oops. The irony's too good. Game on, Yuji's all, time to pick colonies. When ding, Kagin pops up above him, blaring like an alarm. New rule alert, it announces. Players can see names, points, rules added, and colonies thanks to Hajime Kashimo dominating Tokyo number 2. Kashimo's out there, bored of weaklings, muttering, whereas Sukuna, these guys are nothing like 400 years ago. Kagin switches to a chill voice, hey Yuji, I'm your Culling Game liaison. Megumi's confused, why's he a player already? Yuji's like, Sukuna's fault, maybe that's how he became a cursed object. Megumi's not sold, you chose to eat the finger no Kenjaku contract here. The plan takes shape. Yuji checks his player info with Kagin and Megumi spots Kashimo on the list roulateur extraordinaire. We can win without killing, Megumi says, force someone with points to add rules. Top picks Kashimo and Hiromi Higuruma. To save Tsumiki they'll nix Rule 8 Cursed Technique removal after 19 days by adding point transfers. Next, a rule to exit the game with points, maybe via sub. Hakari's like might clash with old rules, but Megumi's hopeful, Game Master's call. They're set, find the angel to free Gojo, hunt Kashimo and Higuruma. Meet Higuruma, cut to Japan 99% guilty verdicts in court. Hiromi Higuruma, defense lawyer, chats with client Keita O. Keita's spilling, I lost my cat, went looking, cops cornered me, I ran so it wouldn't die. Pets are banned where I live, so it's a secret. Higuruma's listening and you're already intrigued by this guy. The crime that shook Morioka. Picture this, March 2016, a mom and daughter brutally killed in Iwate Prefecture. The cops zero in on Keita O, a local guy, nab him and charge him with murder and robbery. He bolts from their first chat but they tail him home and bam, find a bloody knife. Lab says it's the victim's DNA and Keita's caught with the murder weapon, red-handed vibes all over. But here's the kicker, he swears he's innocent. Higuruma takes the case. Enter Hiromi Higuruma, our justice-driven lawyer, hashing it out with his coworker Shimizu in the office. Keita's story? I found the knife, it's not mine. Shimizu's rolling her eyes. Yeah, right, he ran because he's guilty. But Higuruma's digging deeper. Nah, he's got trauma, cops hassled him before over a druggy pal. Keita spills more. He grabbed the blade to hand it over later. Stuck at a shady live-in job sheltering broke elderly folks, no real pay, just scraps and a steep 50,000 yen rent. Sketchy nonprofits have been popping up since earthquake relief cash flooded in, and Higuruma's thinking, this knife might have just been lying around, Keita could be legit. The plan kicks off. Higuruma's pumped he'll dig for dirt while Shimizu handles the grunt work. She's grumbling, I'm stuck with the heavy lifting and his cat. She's fed up. Public defenders like us, underpaid, overworked. This murder wraps a death penalty shot, no hope. Higuruma's unfazed, gotta take tough cases to stay sharp. Shimizu mutters, this ain't sometimes, ma. And cut to her venting at a cafe with Takagi, an old pal who knows Higuruma's deal. He's still that money-hating idealist, maybe worse now, she says, recalling a case where Higuruma fought for a teen forced to drink and drive. The kid raged when he wasn't cleared, but Higuruma just wanted a lighter sentence. Clients trash us, Takagi warned, it's not worth it. Higuruma shrugged, they're broke, stressed, they lash out. Takagi's worried, how's your head holding up? Trial time, Higuruma and Shimizu grind it out and boom, they snag an innocent verdict for Keita. Shimizu's shocked, we did it. But Higuruma's calm, prosecution's appealing, round two's coming. The public screaming bribe and justice failed. Total opposite of reality. Post-trial, Higuruma lays it out for Keita. No stolen goods in his room, a resident vanished after the crime and he's on camera elsewhere during the murder window. Keita's sobbing, thanks for believing me. Higuruma's steady, second trial's still ahead. The system strikes back, round two hits and oof, Keita is slapped with life in prison. Higuruma's tiny office, scraping by on fumes, can't match the tax-funded prosecution powerhouse. No new evidence, just a flimsy missing guy's not suspect argument, and the court buys it. A third shot at the high court, slim to none, they dodge most cases. Keita's staring at Higuruma, eyes full of pain and betrayal, and Higuruma's gut twists. Why do they look at me like this? He wonders, losing grip on that old excuse to Takagi. Flashback, she asked about his mental state and he said, I'm not here to save the weak, I just can't look away. Justice is blind, folks close their eyes to ugly truths, but Higuruma, he's wide awake even if he's alone. Courtroom meltdown, the judge is all 15 days to object to Keita O's guilty verdict. When bam, Higuruma slams his own gavel on the table, shocking the prosecutor, the judge, and even Shimizu, who's backing away like, whoa dude. A curse starts swirling behind him, he's done with this injustice. Nobody leaves, he roars, we're having a retrial now. Turns out, Higuruma's a Culling Game player and this mess just flipped his power switch. What a way to kick things off. Kenjaku's creepy visit. Meanwhile, Setsuko's snoozing when surprised. Kenjaku looms over her bed. She jolts awake. Who are you? He's all smooth. I'm the sorcerer who barred Sendai City for a deadly game, players fighting to the death. Setsuko's stunned, joking nervously. Not in my house, please. Kenjaku chuckles. Funny one, huh? He explains. An old execution sites the barrier's core 5 to 6 kilometers wide. It's a big setup, so non-players like her get one shot to bail. You'll wake up outside if you want, he says. Setsuko's like, wake up, am I dreaming? Kenjaku smirks. Dreams and reality, that's a curse. He grabs her hand, guides her past the chaos players already clashing, and before vanishing drops, thanks for being my son's friend. Whoa, mysterious much. Setsuko's wake-up call, she blinks awake outside the barrier, hearing Take Shiagachi found you. He points at the massive barrier wall. Everyone saw that Kesa-wearing guy. Setsuko like, did he mention his son? Takeshi's clueless, so she wonders, Yuji Itadori from high school. This is November 1st, 6:00 a.m. Culling Game kickoff. Fast forward to November 11th and Yuji, Megumi, and the crew are plotting. No sign of the angel yet, but Hakari's like, we'll know M when we see M. He and Panda are hitting Tokyo number 2 colony, Yuji and Megumi take number 1, and Kurara's chilling outside. You're feeling the team vibe, huh? The game plan, Hakari's pumped, I'll take on Hajime Kashimo, most points probably the toughest. Panda's sniffing out the angel and Kurara's confused, why not join you? Hakari's got it covered. Yuta's radio silent barriers kill cell reception. We need you out here watching our backs. Yuji starts, maybe me and Megumi shouldn't pair up, Sukuna's a risk. Megumi snaps, shut it, stop being selfish, senpai can't swap roles for that. Yuji's offended, I'm just worried. But Megumi's over it, waste of time. They're nose to nose, steaming until Panda's like, chill, you too. Classic sibling squabble, love it. Game day, November 12th, 12:00 p.m. They hit their barriers. Kagen pops up, welcome to the Culling Game, lethal battles inside, ready to join. Megumi, Panda, and Hakari don't flinch, yes. And the Tsumiki rescue mission is a go. Inside Tokyo number 1, we meet Hanyu rocking aviators and a walkie-talkie perched on a skyscraper. She's barking at Rin, am I her scared lackey, signal me. Rin's whining, no one's here, what do I do? Hanyu's ticked, don't sass me. Her hair morphs into a jet plane, rear cursed technique activated, and she threatens to flatten him. Yikes, she's intense. Yuji and Megumi roll up. Outside number 1, they're nearing the barrier. Megumi's all, watch out for past era sorcerers reincarnated. Yuji nods, got it. Then 2 seconds later, run that by me again. Megumi sighs, you're hopeless, fine, I'll explain. You're cracking up, right? These two are gold. Stepping into the unknown. Megumi's laying it out for Yuji. Some players are ancient, like 1,000 years old, and even the 100-year-olds think way different than us. Back then, sorcerers saw life cheap fighting to the death was normal, he says. Some even craved a glorious battlefield end which might have lured them into this game. No negotiating with those guys, Megumi warns and Yuji chimes in, plus cursed spirits at night watch out. Megumi's banking on modern players like Tsumiki being chatty. They knock on Tokyo #1 colony's barrier boom. Kagen pops up, Culling Games inside enter and you're in the deadly fray. Megumi's all in, skips the rule recap and says, Yuji first stop, Hiromi Higuruma. You're feeling the stakes, right? Split up, they step through and whoosh, they're yanked apart landing in random spots. Yuji's tumbling from the sky, whereas Megumi. Turns out, newbies get dropped at one of 9 spots and crafty players camp there to ambush the confused rookies. Rin's on it waving his light baton to signal Hanyu. She rockets in with her jet hair cursed technique, smashing Yuji through 2 buildings, total demolition. Most would be toast, but Yuji. He shakes it off, lands on a rooftop, and strikes a pose. Hanyu's stunned, this guy's tough. Yuji versus Hanyu, she calls for backup, but Yuji's quick grabs debris from the crash, charges it with cursed energy and hurls it. Smack right in Hanyu's gut, she's hurt bad, plummeting into the building below. Yuji's like, that was easy. He's still gotta find Megumi and grill her about Higuruma, but surprise. Haba floats up behind him, helicopter-style cursed technique spinning. What you do to my girl? He snarls. Yuji spins around, hey, know a guy named Higuruma. Rin's watching, muttering, that's Itadori. Recognition's dawning, things are heating up. Switch to Megumi's scrap. Meanwhile, Megumi's got a female player down, cursed tool out. She's whining, why do you hit me? He snaps, you attacked first. He's bummed Yuji's gone and Nu can't track him in this massive colony, maybe 2 kilometers wide. Still, they've got their target. Tell me about Higuruma, he demands. She smirks, be my knight, protect me, then I'll talk. Megumi's not playing cute, walk ahead. If you're honest, you're safe, if not, I'll score points off you. He's ready to rack up 100 solo, no hesitation. She grins, unfazed, call me Remy. Back to Yuji versus Haba. Yuji flings a cursed energy rock at Haba, who slices it with his whirring propeller. Yuji seizes the moment, sprints across the roof, and leaps, grabbing Haba's leg. He yanks him down, smashing him along a building's side, crash bang boom. Haba's reeling, this kid's a monster. He breaks free, swinging back, but Yuji dips inside a building. Haba's cocky, my propellers shred everything, steel included. He drills forward head first, aiming to tear Yuji apart. Yuji's thinking fast. Hanyu went down easy, her hair was tough, but her body wasn't guarded. Head's the weak spot, avoid the blades, and I'll crack him. Haba's zooming at Yuji like a human drill, shredding the hallway when pow. Yuji slams a fist right into his noggin. Haba's stopped cold, blood gushing, propeller busted, but he's still on his feet. Yuji's knuckles are scratched up, and Haba's cocky, broke your hand, loser. Yuji's like, nope, and wham, finishes him with a kick. Haba's out, and Yuji's shaking it off, not broken. But now he's stumped. How do I ask this guy about Higuruma? Interrogations, not his forte. Can you feel his awkward vibe? Blast from the past. Rin pops up behind Yuji, hey, I know Higuruma. Yuji's squinting, do I know you? Rin S like, Tiger of West Junior High, ring a bell. Yuji's mortified, that nickname. Turns out Rin's from Sendai too. Flashback time, back in the day, Rin and another kid got cornered by bullies. Rin played it smooth, laughing along to dodge trouble while the other kid floundered. Rin never helped, just flowed with it, smiling, coasting, even if it screwed others over. Then bam, the tiger roared in. Bullies swung, but Yuji flattened all 3 with 1 hit each. Rin was shook, frozen when Yuji asked, you next? Present day, they're both players now, fate's funny, huh? Switch to Megumi and Remy's trek. Megumi's got Remy strolling ahead. You're not some ancient sorcerer, right? She nods, modern day baby. He's curious, why fight then? Remy spills it, non-sorcerers bylade, but players stuck inside have been at it for 12 days. It's survival, not victory. After a week, even us modern folks flip to battle mode. Power's driving some nuts and time periods don't matter anymore. Megumi's like, oops, I told Yuji wrong, past sorcerers are warping the modern ones. He stops her, where we going? Remy's koi, tell you and you'll ditch me. Megumi counters, I need Higuruma's spot alive. She smirks, then keep me safe, knight. Double trouble, Rin's guiding Yuji, I'm helping cause those flyers, force me, Hanyu and Haba were gonna off me. He intros himself and Yuji's like, where's Higuruma? Same time, Remy's spilling to Megumi. But plot twist, Rin says Ikebukuro, Remy says Shinjuku. Yuji and Megumi are hoping the other's on the right track, but one's being led astray to a creepy receipt-hoarding dude tapping his foot, where's my next target? Someone S in for a surprise. Megumi's Dieter woes, they hop off at Kahamcha Station and Megumi's grumbling, Ikebukuro to Shinjuku's dumb, too many supplies, too many players. He's all for a straight shot to Shinjuku, but Remy's got excuses. Route's easy and I've got a base nearby, need a bath. Megumi's not thrilled, but he's stuck with her. Rin's leading Yuji to a theater in Ikebukuro, Higuruma's hangout. Yuji's thrilled, found him fast thanks Rin. He's raring to go, but Rin's worried, you sure about this? Yuji's all, gotta link up with my buddy, don't sweat it. Rin warns, Higuruma smashed Haba once, but Yuji shrugs, Haba was a pushover, I'll bolt if it gets dicey. He skips inside all chipper while Rin's kicking himself, sorry man I froze again. Yuji heads down some stairs and whoa, what's this? Megumi's ambush. Meanwhile, Megumi's not at a theater, he's at Remy's base, and it's a trap. A guy named Reggie steps out, Remy set you up. Megumi's livid, glaring at her with murder in his eyes, but she's smug, Reggie S got this. She taunts him, but Megumi snaps, shut it, and summons Divine Dog, totality, you're wasting my time. Oh, he's not playing, you're feeling that fury right. Back to Yuji meets a bathing lawyer. Inside the theater, Yuji finds Higuruma, not Reggie, chilling in a tub, fully clothed. Feels better than I thought, Higuruma muses. I'm done caring, trying weird stuff now, 30s crisis, huh, funny? Yuji chuckles but cuts to the chase, let's talk, Higuruma deadpans, $5 grand per half hour. Then laughs, kidding, greedy lawyer bit. Yuji senses he's modern, not some ancient sorcerer, and thinks we can deal. He pitches, we want to stop the culling game, use your points for a rule. But Higuruma's not sold. Nah, this game's got potential, I'm over society's laws. What if it punished rule breakers instantly? I want to see that. Talks turn tense, Yuji pushes, it's a ritual to wipe out Japan. But Higuruma's skeptical, rules scream permanence, not buying it. Yuji's stumped, he doesn't get permanence either. Out of patience, he demands, give me your points. Higuruma stands, dripping, gavel in hand, Shikigami looming. Ever killed someone who pissed you off? Feels great. Yuji clocks the Shikigami. Higuruma's got at least 20 kills and braces for a fight, staying defensive. Then bam. Higuruma drops domain expansion, deadly sentencing. A courtroom materializes, guillotines in the back, Yuji's on high alert. Courtroom chaos, Yuji charges, aiming a head kick, but whoosh, it stops short. Higuruma smirks, no violence here. Yuji's back at his spot, and judgment, the Shikigami booms. Yuji Itadori suspected of entering Magi Vegas Pachinko Parlor July 16, 2017 underage. Yuji's like, huh, then oh snap, he remembers. He plays dumb, but Higuruma explains, judgment knows all, I don't though, verdict's on your defense. I've got evidence, but you won't see it. Courtroom crash course. Yuji's hit with Higuruma's trial vibe and clocks it, he's up against a real lawyer. No instant death blow in this domain jogs his memory to Master Tenjin's wisdom. Old school sorcerers love domain expansion, but not for guaranteed hits, just to trap folks in their rules. Modern can't miss domains take mad skill, so Higuruma's old style setup isn't lethal, it's all about the verdict. Yuji's thinking, no physical harm, just rules, gotta play this smart. The rules drop, Higuruma lays it out. One statement each, you first, I rebut with evidence, then judgment decides. Yuji's like, what if I'm guilty? Higuruma shrugs, to no pick silence, confession, or denial. Yuji's thrown, I can lie. Higuruma's all, duh, trials wouldn't exist if everyone fessed up, hurry, judgment's antsy. Yuji's brain kicks into gear, he did sneak into Magi Vegas Pachinko Parlor July 16, 2017 and won big. Lying's his ticket, but what's the evidence? He's weighing options. Silence if it's shaky, deny with a bathroom excuse if it's light, or confess for mercy if it's airtight. You're feeling his panic, huh? Yuji's gamble, he goes with, just use the bathroom. Higuruma smirks, evidence says otherwise, photo of you at the cash exchange. Yuji facepalms, busted. Higuruma piles on, you admitted entering and this pic screams intent to play. Yuji's like, what law is that? Higuruma fires back, minors banned unlawful entry. Yuji groans, this is rigged, I couldn't win. Higuruma drops a bomb, actually Japan only bans gambling, cash exchanges don't count. Just say you've never seen the place. Too late, judgment booms, guilty, sentence, confiscation. Oh man, Yuji's toast. The fight on, domain fades, judgment's gone and whack. Higuruma hurls his gavel, nailing Yuji's arm harder than it should. He recalls it, pumps it with cursed energy, bam. It grows huge and smashes Yuji through theater seats. Yuji's reeling, he controls that thing. Worse, he can't use cursed energy anymore. Higuruma's impressed, you're tough. Yuji grins, yeah, that's my thing. Higuruma's spotlight. Meet Hiromi Higuruma 36, A-weight bar associate, a guy who aced law school in the bar with pure grit. His pals called him a genius, but now, something bigger's shining through, disillusioned lawyer turned culling game powerhouse. He's not just smart, he's unhinged and ready to rumble. Gavel madness, Higuruma's swinging hard, slamming his gavel at Yuji. Yuji dodges, but bam, Higuruma teleports it to his other hand, keeping the onslaught coming. He's swapping hands, smashing like a whirlwind, and Yuji's barely keeping up. He tries an elbow counter, but Higuruma morphs the gavel into a bendy hook, snags Yuji's arm, and flings him across the room. Back to normal, Higuruma's not just a legal genius, he's a sorcerer prodigy. Higuruma's glow up, this guy's only been a sorcerer for 12 days, but he's already grade 1 material. He reverse-engineered barrier basics from his default domain expansion, mastering cursed energy reinforcement on instinct. He smoked cursed spirits and racked up 20 player kills in Tokyo #1 colony. Pausing the beatdown, he asks Yuji, can't use your cursed energy, huh? Yuji's like, well yeah, you did that. Higuruma explains, confiscation nixes cursed techniques, but you've got none, so it zapped your energy control instead. Yuji's still kicking, and Higuruma's mind races. This kid's raw strength is unreal, he's dangerous. Full throttle, Higuruma's done playing, morphs his gavel into a staff and unleashes a storm of swings. Yuji weaves through, grabs the staff, but poof, it vanishes. Yuji leaps back, kicks the tub Higuruma was soaking in, and water explodes everywhere. Higuruma smashes it, sending shards and waves flying. Yuji shields up, and boom, Higuruma bursts through, upsizing his gavel to giant mode and slams it down. Yuji's holding it off barely, and Higuruma's grinning, like fighting an unbreakable doll. Yuji's sweating, I'm toast if this keeps up. Yuji's lifeline, under that crushing weight, Yuji's brain in overdrive. Higuruma's technique is nuts, so there's gotta be a catch. He flashes back to the trial rules and Eureka. Shouts, Higuruma retrial. Boom, they're back in deadly sentencing. No violence here, so the gavel lifts and Yuji gasps, saved. Higuruma nods, smart kid, if you don't confess outright, you can demand a retrial. Judgment's back roaring, Yuji Itadori accused of mass murder in Shibuya, October 31, 2018. Yuji freezes Sukuna's rampage. Higuruma gets evidence, but before he speaks, Yuji blurts, guilty. No lies, no denial, he owns it. You're feeling that gut punch, right? Verdict in flashback, Judgment's eyes bleed fury, guilty, confiscation and death penalty. Higuruma's stunned, Yuji's raw honesty throws him. Flashback. Law school, Higuruma chats with Mr. Yashizawa, expecting a proposal talk, but nope, guy wants him to be a judge. Back to now, the death penalty upgrades Higuruma's gavel into the executioner's sword, one slice and it's lights out. Yuji's staring down a lethal edge and Higuruma's ready to swing. Yuji's desperate dodge, Higuruma's all gloom, everyone's weak and ugly shining a light just shows more nothing. Yuji's scrambling hurls theater chairs, flings his jujutsu high jacket to blind him and sneaks behind. He tosses his hoodie next, blocking Higuruma's view and sweeps a kick. Higuruma hops it. Yuji swings an uppercut as Higuruma slashes down with the executioner's sword. Clash time. Flashback. Mr. Yakizawa pitched Higuruma to be a judge, but he shrugged. Not ambitious enough. I see people's ugly weakness, but it's human. Yuji's confession snaps him back. Higuruma knows Sukuna's the real Shibuya killer from the evidence. Higuruma's shift, he drops the sword mid-slash, letting Yuji's uppercut land crash. He's in the seats. No reason, no control, that's innocence, he mutters. Sukuna took over, not your choice, you're clean. Yuji's stubborn, no, I'm weak, that's why it happened. Higuruma gets it, stands. I remembered why I chose law and there's more weak folks needing help. Use my points. The deal seals, they sit clothes back on and Higuruma asks, ever killed by choice? Yuji nods, heavy, yeah. Higuruma flashes to killing the judge and prosecutor, felt awful too. He calls Kagen, add a rule point transfers tied to cursed technique removal. Yuji's on edge, but ding, it's approved. Higuruma tosses him a point, 19 days, no removal. Yuji's relieved, but Higuruma's heading out, see ya. Yuji's like, wait, help us fight this game. Higuruma pauses, I killed folks, I'm turning myself in when the barrier drops. Gotta think, can't stay near you, it'll just make me hate myself. He's gone and Yuji's alone, bittersweet victory in hand. Oh, that hits hard. Switch to Megumi's showdown, Regi's clapping, nice Shikigami, kid you're strong. Turns out, he used Remi to bait allies or kill them if they're weak. Join us, he says, what's the Culling Game to you? Megumi spills, a ritual to turn Japan non-human. Regi laughs, no Kenjaku. Megumi's eyes widen, bingo, a Kenjaku link. Regi's skeptical, rituals affront 3 clues, player count, skill gaps, and rules. He breaks it down, 1,000 players, 10 colonies, 100 each, top dogs like Kashimo and Higuruma dominate, with 60 kills between them in 12 days. Regi's theory, Megumi's like, strong 8 the weak, early deadlock now. Regi nods, Tokyo's quiet transfers aren't just scattershots, they spark second awakenings in modern sorcerers. Some die in the jump, but it's not about a slow grind, it's something bigger. Kenjaku's shadow looms. Regi's spilling tea, Kenjaku's in China schmoozing officials, and he's betting the guy's got a bombshell ready for when only the toughest players are left. That's when the game's purpose clicks, he says, hoarding points and allies for whatever's coming. Megumi's like, what's Remi's deal then? She's weak. Regi grins, she's bait, guys drop their guard around her. Megumi presses, kill her for points later. Regi's all nah and Remi chirps, he's my real knight. Megumi's unimpressed, must be nice, and digs deeper. Your group got 100 points total. Regi nods, over that. Megumi drops the hammer, new rules coming, point transfers. Give me all yours, then I'll join. Talks tank claws out, Regi's like, deals off. And bam, Chizuru Hari lunges at Megumi with claws. Megumi slips into Hari's shadow, vanishes, and 6 divine dog, totality on Regi. He grabs Hari, yeets him off the building, and screech. New dive bombs, slamming him to the ground. Remi shook, new Espen patrolling. Megumi glares, don't show your face again. But stab, 2 kitchen knives jam into divine dog's mouth, dropping it. Regi's fine, smirking, you're holding back for our points, fight real or die. Cue a detached eye falling boom, it explodes next to Megumi. Blastfest, that IS from Ori Hazunoki, Regi's bomb buddy who's yanking teeth and tossing them like grenades. Watch the friendly fire, Regi snaps. Megumi ducks the blast, dodges Remi's scorpion hair stab and slams her down, had enough. Hazunoki swings in, hurling teeth boom. While Regi flings receipts that turn to gas, teeth hit gas kaboom, the building's top erupts. Regi strolls out, done. Hazunoki's like, he hid. Megumi shoves debris off, Remi, they'll never save you, this blast could have smoked you. She's desperate, stabs his back with her hair, say you like me, protect me. Megumi's disgusted, words over actions, huh? Oh, the drama's thick. Hari's back, Chizuru Hari climbs up, nice move earlier, kid you're beat now. Megumi taunts, stares too hard, 4-on-1's brutal, but he's after those points. Then ding, Kagen chimes, rule 10, point transfers added. Megumi grins reinvigorated and charges Hari. Max Elephant bursts out, shoving Hari off the building. New pounces midair, Megumi smashes his face with his sword hilt and crash. Hari's down, he curses, but slash. Megumi cuts his face open, taking him out. 1 down, 3 to go, you're cheering right. Megumi's moment of doubt. After slashing Hari, Megumi pauses, what am I doing, we'll need more points later. But he shakes it off, Tsumiki's safe from killing now, that's what matters. Kagen chimes in, 5 points. And he steadies himself, trust the team, handle what's next. Regi and Hazunoki drop to ground level, mocking Hari's flop, dude didn't even show his cursed technique. Megumi's outnumbered, banged up from that first blast, and his domain's still a work in progress, no running, no big guns. Hazunoki spits a tooth bomb, but bam, someone shields Megumi. You're hooked already, right? Enter the wild card, it's Fumihiko Takaba 35 popping in 2-on-1, cowards. He's bleeding but claims 0 damage. Megumi's like, what, Takaba's vibe? I judge faces, yours is bad kid, but it's all revisionist. Megumi corrects, you mean revisionism, and clocks this guy's nuts. Still, Takaba took the hit, so Megumi's in trust earned. Regi and Hazunoki squint, what era is he from? Takaba cuts in, am I funny, check my superhero costume. His intimidation spikes, but joke time, don't marry me, I don't want you as my Wi-Fi. Crickets. You're cracking up at the silence, huh? Takaba unleashed, he shrugs, tough crowd. And pumps himself up, I'm an entertainer, midrant wham, a flying dropkick blasts Hazunoki into a building. Regi S stunned, that cursed energy shift, he's strong. Takaba handstands old school pro violence, giving Megumi time to move. He tries a shadow ambush on Reggie but Reggie leaps clear. Split M up. Megumi yells, dodging Takaba's face invading enthusiasm to explain Hazunoki's bombs. Kagen confirms Higuruma added Rule 10 score. Yuji did it, Megumi says, I'm done here, back off Reggie or fight. Reggie's like, nah, need Hari's points. Oh, it's on. Takaba versus Hazunoki. Hazunoki's back yelling but Takaba ignores him. Hey Megumi, I'm Fumihiko Takaba, take his points, I'll entertain. Megumi's cool with it, win, that's all. Takaba sparks, swats a tooth bomb with a fan, closes in and poke. Jabs Hazunoki's butt, Hazunoki's furious but bam, a kick sends him crashing through another building. Megumi's impressed, glad he's not my enemy. Takaba waves, stay alive kid, and splits. Reggie smirks, Hazunoki-s gonna crush him now. Megumi snaps, worry about you. Objective met, he's ready to go all out one-on-one, no holding back. Megumi versus Reggie, Reggie-s dodging through streets, didn't expect that elephant Shikigami. Max elephant sprays water miss, and Megumi leaps from above with rabbit escape. Reggie tosses a receipt, morphing it into a net that snares the rabbits. Megumi dodges, lands on a chain between poles, and breaks his fall. Reggie's receipt rampage. Reggie unleashes contractual recreation, turning receipts into flying kitchen knives. Megumi parries with his blade, but some rabbits take hits. Reggie clocks it. Those respawn, huh? He knows Megumi's onto his trick, manifesting receipt items. Reggie burns one for a 2-night 5-star and stay, bam, he's refreshed like he's been soaking in hot springs. Megumi's beat multiple Shikigami, max elephant's energy drain, and no divine dog totality. Reggie smirks, no finishers here, just a slow grind and you're toast. You're feeling Megumi's bind, right? Cat and mouse, Megumi hops on new, guess I'll run. Reggie not phase summons camera drones and a moped, tracking him to a gym. Fleeing or luring, he wonders, but skips torching it for a quicker fight. Inside, Megumi's stoked, spacious, perfect. Reggie pops up on the balcony, what's your game? Megumi fires back, you're plotting, 2 sorcerers are just con artists. Cue crash, 2 trucks bust through, barreling at Megumi. He slides under, grumbling, no big moves, huh? Then thunk, potted plants drop from above, cracking his head open. Reggie's onslaught, blood's dripping as Reggie slashes Megumi's back and arm with a knife. Megumi stumbles and whack, a daikon carrot flies at him, surprise it splits, revealing a hidden blade that stabs his elbow. Reggie front kicks his face, sending him skidding across the gym. My creations are like Shikigami, fly on command. Reggie gloats, give me your points, I'll make it quick. Megumi's down battered, but his mind's racing. You're on edge, huh? Domain drop, Megumi mutters, barriers are tough, I can't overlay fake spaces on real ones unless they match. The gym's his ace, bam, he casts Chimera Shadow Garden, shadows flood the space, trapping Reggie. Didn't peg you for domains. Reggie gasps, throwing up hollow wicker basket, the old school anti-domain move, he's smug, blocked your sure hit. But slurp, 4 toads rise from the shadow pool, snagging his legs with their tongues. Reggie's baffled, how? Flashback, Jogo and Hanami used domain amplification in Shibuya, skipping sure hits to neuter Gojo's Limitless. Megumi's domain, incomplete, no guaranteed strike, just raw control. Shadow Showdown. Megumi's Chimera Shadow Gardens got no sure hit, just a 120% boost to his 10 Shadows technique. Reggie's caught off guard and Megumi taunts, not laughing now, huh? Reggie's fuming, but bam, 2 shadow clones swarm him, toads pin his legs and he's pummeled hard. He summons knives, cuts free and grabs a machete, but a clone yanks his leg, tossing him at Megumi. Sword meets machete clang and the second clone elbows Reggie's face. He's reeling, clocking the lack of a guaranteed hit. This boost is worse than death. You're feeling the heat, right? Reggie's counter, he knows Max Elephant's water could end him, so he releases receipts, new swoops too late. And 3 cars drop into the shadow floor. Reggie's sharp, Megumi's got 1 tool because his shadow bears weight. With 2.4 tons added, Megumi's clones vanish and he's hunched, stuck. Reggie's smug, Shikigami might still come, I'll pile on till you're mush. But Megumi smirks, forgot something, an incomplete domain, still a domain. Shadows everywhere above 2 and crash. Max Elephant drops from the ceiling onto Reggie. Who's crushed first? Megumi challenges. Oh, the stakes are insane. Wait, war numbers time. Megumi 60 kg lugging 2.4 tons 40 g-forces. Max Elephant's 3.6 tons amped by the domain's precision. Reggie's right fibula and heel snap under it. Humans black out at 5.6 Gs, so both are teetering on death. Reggie's soaked, regretting not saving those trucks, but he's got an ace. Enter the shadow, he wonders, then nixes it too risky, could trap him post-domain. He props up Max Elephant with 1 arm, fishing for his ace receipt, but crack. He buckles, sinking into the shadow. No air, no fight, he's fading, you're holding your breath, huh? Reggie's clutch, Megumi waits, ready to dispel when vroom, a car hauls Reggie up. He held off, commanding them to vanish, keeping the weight on Megumi. Gasping, Reggie praises, you're strong kid, but I'm stronger. He unleashes contractual recreation, bam. A 2-story wooden house, 30 tons, crashes down. Megumi's domain's already straining, this could be it. Shadow pool trap, Reggie's ace, a 30-ton house should have crushed Megumi, but splash. He's suddenly underwater, Megumi strangling him from behind. Reggie's caught using Megumi's weight against him and panic, deactivates contractual recreation, ditching the cars. He swims up, gasping, and realizes he's in the gym's basement pool. Megumi dispelled the domain, let the house smash the floor, and dragged Reggie down. He moved with 2.4 tons. Reggie wonders, guessing Megumi ejected from his shadow. Wet receipts, dry plans, Megumi strolls up as Reggie crawls out. Your receipts are soaked, useless now. Water alone won't fade them, but soaking stops Reggie from burning them with cursed energy to activate his technique. Reggie sly, you're out of Shikigami too, huh? Megumi nods, physical fight it is. But Reggie S not buying it. He knows Megumi let go in the pool, waiting to recharge his cursed energy post-domain. He's betting on a Shikigami summon and plans to pounce when Megumi shifts focus. None can finish me without that dog, he thinks. Fistfight feint, they trade blows and Reggie S got the edge tough as nails, shrugging off Max Elephant earlier and a martial arts beast with slick cursed energy reinforcement. Megumi's grunting, he's good. Reggie's pushing, baiting a Shikigami summon anything but divine dog. He's about to land a haymaker when slash. Half his face, ear, and shoulder are gone in a flash. Reggie's stunned, spinning to see divine dog, totality, knife holes in its nose, chomping his flesh. The con pays off. Megumi played him waited till Reggie rode off the dog. Sorcerers are con artists, Reggie croaks, echoing his own words as he collapses, blood pooling. Divine dog's speed and power sealed it. Megumi's bluff was the knockout punch. Reggie S down, outsmarted and outfought. What a finish.